Wow. VM. VM.
Don't push in from us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have our last series of the night. Unfortunately, we could not get a hold of Genesis. He might have gone to bed. It is getting late on the East Coast here. So we have EON back for another series against Atlas. If we remember, Atlas took the previous series 2-1. All very close games. Anyone's guess what happens here? Atlas is already. Oh, EON is lagging this time.
EON lag. And
EON lag. Alright, so Cube, why don't you take it away and introduce the players for this first game?
So we have the two players coming back. We have in the top right corner of Derelict Watcher, our Pelt Berserk, EON. It reminds me of Tron. And in the bottom left corner of the Zerg favorite map, we have the captain of the team that Eon's part of, Atlas.
Alright, so Cube doesn't get to do intros anymore. Well, he can be a spectator. Alright, so nothing incredibly crazy going on just yet. That's pretty much to be expected. This drone out for blood. This got him a kill. Atlas taking no chances, pulls 2 workers. And the drone forced to evacuate the dance floor here. And out it goes. It's going to hang around and steal some minerals. Not going home empty-handed. 1495 here. That could come into play later in this game. Probably not, though.
I feel like EON might have went back into the replays that he played against Atlas and capitalized on some crucial mistakes he made in his gameplay. And he might have fixed those, he might have ironed those out. And
yep, opting for hatch first
EON.
here.
We might also see Atlas's more refined build against EON, as they have both tried out their builds against each other.
Yeah, I would like to see at least some non-standard or cheesier play opening. Probably not in this game, maybe in a game 2. We've seen pretty solid standard play out of everyone, with maybe the exception of EON and the Nidus network there. But other than that, just very solid standard styles from everybody. Makes for longer, more exciting macro games, but also sort of the unpredictability of crazy people doing crazy things is always fun to watch as well. So, any predictions for this first game, Cube?
I think Atlas might take us. I think he might take this, but we do see high ground CC, and we do see a Reaper coming out from Atlas. He doesn't know if it was hatch first, though. I think he might know from that Reaper's timing still, because he did see the hatch pretty early pop. I don't know how to say that. The hatch popped pretty early.
Yeah, he can get the timing from the timing between the hatch and the pool. Looks like this first Reaper is doing some work, gets a drone kill there. Reaper up to 2 kills here. Another Reaper being chased away by slow lings. Not sure why he just doesn't micro this and snipe these lings out. Maybe just trying to rally them together. Now he's turning around. He needs to micro this. Don't lose your Reaper to slow lings, Atlas. And looks like this Reaper is going to head for the high ground.
Atlas might be going for a Hellion Banshee plus 2 Reaper pusher with expansion behind it, but I am not too sure.
Yep, looks like we're going to do the old switcheroo here of the buildings.
So it does look like he's going to go for the 4 Hellion, 2 Reaper push out.
I see something non-standard here. we've got a Roach Warren coming for Eon. I think he might know what's up as far as the expansion, and we have a Baneling nest. So I got my wish here. It looks like we're going to have some sort of 2-base all-in from Eon. Question is, does Atlas know this is coming? Is he aware of it at all? You gotta figure that as soon as he gets over here and sees that there isn't a third down, he's gonna know something's fishy. As long as he's active with his small force of Reapers and Hellions moving out here.
I think there's a safe bet here that it is Baneling bus.
Yeah, I mean, Roach is already in production here at 6 minutes, and the Baneling nest about to finish. Like, there's no doubt in my mind there's going to be some sort of bust going on here. Question is, how quickly will Atlas realize that this is coming, and how will he react? And hopping up, he should see that there is no expansion here, and immediately rallies everything together. I think I would like to see him poke up, maybe see if he can see these roaches. That would be a huge tell for him. Expansion now about to go down for Eon. This is very delayed in a ZVT here. Expansion going down at around 8 minutes. He's got the money for it. I don't know if this is just a ploy to change the scouting out, but roaches are going to be seen. Roaches get one shot off. Slowlings chasing the Hellions. They're not going to make too much. Banshee in production for Atlas. That's going to be a great answer to this. 2 Widow Mines also in production immediately after seeing these roaches. So all 3 of those things great against any sort of early roach aggression, but there are a lot of roaches here, Cube. Yep, Atlas scans both bases. He's going to know exactly what's up.
Complete.
Atlas has practiced against this earlier today against Jacob. Jacob did do Eon style ZVT.
Yep, so yeah, all the supply depot wall going down, 2 bunkers being placed, Widow Mines moving out to the ramp, and he's going to be active with this very mobile force here, and see if he can delay this push, or at least see it before it moves out across the map. Fortunately, he's going to be able to do neither here. I don't think Eon's going to mind canceling this third. However, the roaches are pulling back. I'm not sure if this is the best decision, though. He may catch these Hellions out of position, may be able to get a snipe on 1 or 2 of them. Both Reapers go down. They manage to get 1 Hellion. Banshee going to be able to do some work here, though. Lots of Lings and Roaches. Queen taking some shots from the Banshee. Spore Crawler is now up. Eon has sort of pulled back, and all of this time that Eon spends in his base is more time than Atlas has to get ready and set up for this. He has now 3 Widow Mines on the ramp. He's got a pretty strong fortress here. 4 Widow Mines on the ramp, dropping a CC behind this. This is going to be a very tough wall to break here.
But we do see a follow-up here. It's going to be the Hydra Den.
Yep, Hydra Den on the way, +1 Carapace, and +1 missile attack coming. Atlas just starting Stim and Combat Shield. The one unfortunate thing is he's got a lot of money invested in these Hellions, but there's not a ton of bio here. Whether or not he needs it will remain to be seen, but there's a ton of Banelings morphing in. Let's see, we've got 16 Banelings morphing in, 11 Roaches there, 3 Zerglings for moral support, Banshee moving out to see if it can scout, hopefully maybe get a snipe on some of these Banelings, but it'll all come down to how well this is held.
But Eon's just gonna aim him right off.
Oh, the mines kill almost everything! Oh, the humanity. Yeah, I think this is a huge misstep for Eon. He just clumped everything together. 1 mine took out almost all of these Banshees. This is going to be incredibly difficult for him to recover. The only damage he did was managing to supply cop Atlas here. And lag him a little bit, I guess.
But Atlas did lose 2 Banshees for no reason. I felt like he needed to research Cloak and not show them. And he could have done a lot of...
Yeah, you don't see this every day. Hellion's starting to pick away at Roaches here. Hydras are out, so the Hydras should be able to push back these Hellions, but there's quite a bit of bio behind this. I don't know if these few Hydras are going to be enough here. Atlas is just pushing right up into the main. Reinforcements from Roaches coming. This should be enough to pick up and clean this off. Gonna have to be careful though not to lose too many workers to this. Retreats all the way back into his main, and EON opting not to attack into this. I think he has to defend here.
Atlas needs to siege that tank. He could have took that if that tank was just sieged up. And I was just gonna load up and boost away. Or he's gonna go for a drop, well, either or.
Yep, Banshee low on health, but with 5 kills. Gonna just pack everything up and head on home. EON at 92 supply, Atlas at 103.
I don't think the supplies matter too much here. I think the economic advantage that Atlas has put himself in is the big threat to EON right now. EON needs to do something about that third. It's exactly the same timing as his, which in most cases means the Zerg is so far behind. He's missing out on a lot of larvae that he should have. He's missing out on the 4 bases that he should be on. Atlas will be on 3 base, and EON will be on 3 base, and he has not scouted that Atlas will be on his 3rd base. So Atlas will have this impeccable force, and EON won't know where the money's coming from.
Yep. Viking here, shooing away this Overlord. Gonna be morphed into an Overseer, but Viking will also be able to kill the Overseer, even though it may get some scouting information if it does finish. No, Overseer goes down, cancel off just in time right before that. And looks like Atlas is here to set up shop, maybe a little bit too close to this army, and some more lag. A little laggy game here.
Looks like we got the famous EON Atlas lag.
Yeah, alright. Atlas has established his siege line here, gonna start inching this tank forward. 2 mines there also to bait back any forces of EON. Oh, leaving the tank a bit unprotected here. That's not what he wants. He needs that tank alive. Marauders taking some heavy damage from these roaches, but the medevacs are doing their best to keep them healthy. Not going to be enough, though.
The thing there is that EON, he A-moved right into 2 Widow Mines. That was not too huge, but when you bring a whole mineral line to account, that is actually huge. EON is mining off 2 base technically at the moment.
Yeah, definitely not fully saturated at either his 2nd or his 3rd base. Atlas churning away nicely. Atlas potentially expecting Mutas here, putting up 3 turrets. We can see that there is currently no Spire. EON opting for this Roach Hydra, now finally dropping 2 Evos, but he's going to be woefully behind in upgrades as we see +2 starting for both infantry, weapons, and armor here.
So we do have a timing for Atlas, his 2-2 timing, and it will hit EON so hard. Wait, never mind, it will not hit EON hard, because he does have a 1-1 army, and he is researching 2-2.
Yep, I didn't realize these had already researched and been killed and brought back.
But a huge thing about this Zerg army is that he's not researching Hydra speed. So if he does decide to engage off creep, that would be a really bad engagement for him. And I think Atlas might be able to take it right here with this little bio push and this 1 siege tank. It's incredible how much that 1 siege tank has been doing for him.
Yeah, that increased firing rate makes a big difference. Small force pushing up into the 3rd. EON's gonna lose this 3rd completely uncontested. These drones just huddled in the corner trying to escape certain death. I like this aggressive push.
Because he's so far ahead in bases, and Zerg's so far behind on his bases. And we do see a remax trying to occur, or not a remax, but a resupply.
All the drones being pulled down here to try to repel this force to the ramp. Siege tank just going to town, and GG called.
Looks like the captain will take 1 victory for him. And it looks like we'll be going to game 2.